Hello.
Good afternoon and welcome back. We're Kevin and Nicky and we're packing our trunks. We've been travelling in our campervan Nellie since March 2023. We're currently in Morocco. We're in a place called Sidi Kayouki, just north of Agadir and just south of Essaouira. We arrived here about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, was it? Three weeks ago, after a very busy, very frantic, very lovely actually time in Marrakesh. We had no intention of staying that long, but here we are 3 weeks later. Yeah, we've
Since
come
we
to
arrived
a stop,
here,
haven't we?
We've come to a stop in our travelling, but not our adventuring. We've also come to some rather big decisions about the way we're doing things and what we're doing. So we were going to move on from here. This was part of our sort of itinerary we'd roughly got for Morocco, but we got here and realised that this place offers us perhaps some of the things we've been missing on our travelling. Since we handed over the keys to our house in March last year, we've been on the move, and not just on the move, active. And a lot of the places we've ended up travelling, particularly in Morocco, but also a bit in Spain, particularly Morocco, is we've ended up staying in places where we don't get to do the things that are in our hearts, our exercising, etc., etc. To cut a long story short, abandon the itinerary, haven't we?
Yes.
And we're going to stay here in this surfy, tiny little seaside town, and we're going to get ourselves fit again and do a lot of the things we haven't been doing.
So we absolutely love it here, don't we? It's a small little village. It's funny in Morocco, you either I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with it for many reasons, but we absolutely love it here. And you know, after a couple of weeks we felt almost like obliged to move on. We'd booked a desert experience, which I actually cancelled, and the expectation for us as well was, you know, we were going to go to the desert and then go back up north to the Mediterranean coast, but we've kind of just ground to a halt for many reasons, haven't we? About us as well, and sort of how we're travelling, and we just had to reevaluate life again. Yeah,
we actually put a post on Instagram and said we haven't done much travelling in the literal sense of the word the last few weeks, but we've done so much discovering, haven't we?
Yeah.
And mostly rediscovering as well.
Yeah. So I feel like we did our 6 months in the UK, and we still had commitments in the UK. So in between the commitments, we were sort of going here, there and everywhere, which was wonderful. And I've got no complaints about anything that we've done.
We had so many adventures.
Yeah. And then we went to Scotland. We came back to Devon for a couple of weeks, and then it was our commitments were finished in Devon. So off we went to Ireland, and we had a wonderful time in Ireland, but we were continually moving. And I think the longest we stayed in one place was four nights.
I think it was, yeah.
Then we were back to the UK. We had a very quick turnaround of 2.5 weeks, and we got on the ferry to Santander, absolutely exhausted, didn't we?
And we've remained exhausted.
Yeah. Then we had the month in Spain, which was really good, with Christmas and New Year. And then obviously we hit Morocco, which was a total culture shock, and it's been an incredible experience. We've done so much, we've experienced so much. And then when we got here, we went,
So, YouTube. We've made, this is the 50th film, full-length film, I say full-length, the 50th Sunday film, if you like, we've put out, and it will be our last, because YouTube has been a great hobby, great fun. We've loved filming, we love making the memories, we love having those films of where we've been, but it has been a sort of my hobby, hasn't it? And it has been really difficult to put the editing time in. We tend to, Nicky cooks dinner and I do some editing, and then Nicky does our diary and finances and I do some editing, And then one day I was like, I've got to go back to the van and do some editing. It was like,
This was in Marrakesh,
yeah,
wasn't it?
It was like, oh, that's not good. And so my heart fell out of making these films. So we made the 2 Marrakesh films, and then we got here, and this is the first. So much so, when I picked the camera up today, 3 weeks later, it was completely dead because we haven't used it once since we've been here.
Well, we did start to film when we got here. We thought, well, we'll do a bit of a different film, and it was going to be about van life and health.
Is it healthy?
Is it healthy? And that
yeah.
kind of, then we started talking to camera, and then we just started thinking, actually, we're not feeling very healthy at all. So we switched the camera off, and we thought, you know, we've got to address how we're feeling, haven't we? We have, yeah.
Collectively, we've decided to stop making films, but really, I suppose it was my decision. It was, and it is with a heavy heart. It really is, because we like having those sort of 20-30 minute memories of where we've been, but also there are a very small group of people who obviously know who you are, who either in YouTube on the comments, or on Facebook or Instagram, social media, or through personal actual connections, actually supported what we've done, and always leave us beautiful comments, and I feel like we're abandoning you, but we're not. If you want to follow our adventures, we'll carry on putting little posts on Instagram and Facebook. Check that out if you'd like to. So our heartfelt thanks to you people. I don't need to list you. You know who you are. And but from my point of view, I don't think I've got anything else to give YouTube. The channel doesn't grow. We don't get many views. There are other people who we admire and watch making videos now of the actual places we're going, and they're so much better than ours. So we recommend go and subscribe to some really good van life travel channels. Follow our Instagram and Facebook pages if you'd like to share how we're doing, and we're just going to concentrate on the things that perhaps we've let slip, perhaps some of the time we spent together. I've now got back into my writing. I've got the ukulele back out again. Nicky's starting to learn a language.
Yeah, and you're a lot more relaxed as well. And there's just that sudden sort of freedom.
And it was nice. One night we're just like, oh, we'll just go for a walk in the evening.
It was lovely,
and we've just been so wrapped up in trying to get the editing done all the time.
It's been hard though, weighing it up, because the other side of it is that if we stop the YouTube, are we going to become less motivated? Because obviously when we were filming for the YouTube, you know, we did do, although it doesn't look like it probably, we did do a fair bit of research, and you know, and had we gone from here, you know, I had places that we were going to go and visit that we would have filmed, so that was a bit of a concern as well, wasn't it? But that's a small small worry, isn't it? So on an incredibly positive note, we've read I don't know how many books, we've passed on I don't know how many books, we've gained a load of books, we've got the weights out, haven't we? We've been doing the City Kayuki Park Run,
made our own park run,
so that's good. And we've just been really enjoying life,
and this is what we chose this lifestyle for, was to make our adventures up every day, and I hope you know, anybody that's new, you want to go back, there are 50 films. They start off really bad and get slightly better over the course of a year, but like I say, go and check out other YouTubers there.
And I think one of the other things that was bothering us as well is that we've only got the GoPro with us, and the GoPro is starting to fail. We're having
it's been failing since we've had it.
There's been so many problems with it, and it's, you know, we need to invest in some really good
we haven't got microphones,
technology, don't we? And
our budget is for our adventures, and when we actually sat down and go, would I want to part with X hundreds of pounds in order to make supposedly better films? because this camera, honestly, I can't wait. When we go back to the UK, it's going on eBay, and I can't wait to get rid of it.
The only thing, I do feel sad. I do, if I'm
Yeah.
honest, I do feel sad that we're no longer making the YouTube videos, though, because I do think that it is a memory
It
to
is.
be able to look back on. But also, you know, the memories are in the heart and in the head, and
Yeah.
so I feel a little bit sad. And
Yeah.
obviously we've built up a lovely little community as well, and so that's been hard, hasn't it? Like you said.
It has. It has been with a heavy heart, and here we are. It's
Yeah.
taken us this long, but
Yeah.
I think we're ready to say thank you so much for watching. And if you got to the end of this video, buy yourself a coffee.
Yeah. And you know, you never know. You never know.
You
We
never know.
might
Never say never.
never say never. We might pick up the camera, or you might
Yeah.
pick up the camera again.
Yeah.
And yeah, but thank you everybody.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and happy adventures in whatever
Yes.
you do.
and I hope in some ways we've inspired other people,
Yeah.
other just normal people out there,
I've gone,
to
do you
say,
know what?
actually, do you know what?
Maybe we can.
We can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So thank you.
Thank you very much, and
Goodbye.